Hi, I'm Eileen, and today I'll be doing YLog 4th grade Lesson 19 worksheet. Don't forget to write your name and the date for today. So let's read the directions on page 1. It says, use greater than, less than, or equal to compare. And we're going to be comparing negative numbers. I'll be going over number 1, 3, and 4. Number 1, we have negative 36 on the left and negative 83 on the right. So for positive numbers, if they were both positive numbers instead, so positive 36 and positive 83, usually the 83 is bigger. But for negative numbers, if we put this on a number line of a negative number, 36 will be right here. And 0 will be over here somewhere. Then 83 will be more further down because it's a greater number than 36. And the greater the number is for negative numbers, the lower it gets on the number line. So this means negative 36 is closer to 0, which makes it a bigger number than 83. That's why our answer for number 1 is negative 36 is greater than negative 83. Number 3, we have negative 60 and positive 65. When there's always a negative and a positive number, the positive number is always going to be greater than, so negative 60 is less than positive 65. Number 4, we have negative 57 and negative 57. Both of them are negatives and both of them are 57. So this means our answer is going to be just equals. Moving on, it says, find each sum. I'll be going over number 3, 5, and 7. Number 3, we have negative 8 plus negative 5. So we're going to be adding this, but don't forget the negative number. So 8 plus 5 is 13. And all you have to do is just push back the negative sign. So it's just negative 13 as our answer. Number 5, we have negative 1 plus 5. When it's a negative and a positive number, you're actually going to be subtracting. So you're going to do minus. But if it's a positive and a positive number, you're going to be adding. And if it's a negative number, you're going to be adding. Here we have a negative number and a positive number, so that means we are going to be doing a minus, subtracting. So 5 minus 1 gives us 4. So our answer for number 5 is just 4. Number 7, we have negative 47 plus 30. We're going to be subtracting this. So 47 minus 30. 4 minus 3 is 1. And 7 minus 0 is just 7. But for this one, we have to put the negative number in front of it, so our answer is going to be negative 17. The reason why is because if you look here, 47 is a greater number than 30. So you're going to have to put the negative sign. But when you compare, like we did earlier on the first page, it's going to be lower than as a value. But when you're going to do equations like this, you have to put it. So, which is why for number 5, negative 1 is lower than 5, which is why we didn't put the minus, and it's just a positive 4. Moving on, it says use greater than, less than, or equal to compare. In our example, we have some negative absolute values. So we have negative 14 and negative 48. And don't forget to read the note. It says absolute value makes negative numbers positive. So that means these little lines in between a number, these are called absolute values. And these absolute values make a negative number inside into a positive. So if we had a negative 3 in the absolute value would turn the negative 3 into a positive 3 like that. So for example, we have negative 14 and negative 48. Since both of them have an absolute value, this turns into a positive 14 and a positive 48. Which is why when we compare this, 48 is obviously greater than 14, which is why our answer is 14. Negative 14 is less than negative 48 because of the absolute values. I'll be going over number 1, 3, and 8. Number 1, we have negative 14 and negative 98. Don't forget the absolute values makes the negative numbers a positive. So 98 will be turning into a positive 98. Every time there's a positive and a negative, the positive is greater than. So answer is negative 14 is less than negative 98 of an absolute value. Number 3, you have negative 70 and negative 90. This 70 turns into a positive 70. A positive is always greater than a negative, so 70 is greater than negative 90. Number 8, we have 13 and negative 13. If it's a positive number and the absolute value is just 13. And we have a negative number here and it turns into a positive, so it's 13. They're both 13 and they're both positives, which is why our answer for this one is going to be equals. We have some word problems. I'll be going over number 1. It says, Sonny has $75 to spend. The purchase he wants to make requires $93. If he borrows the extra money that he needs, how much does he need to borrow? So he only has $75 to spend, but he wants to make a purchase with $93. So we're going to subtract these two to figure out how much he needs to borrow. So 93 minus 75. So if we do this, this becomes 13, and this becomes an 8 since we borrowed. 13 minus 5 is 8, and 8 minus 7 is 1. So our answer for this is going to be $18 that Sonny needs to borrow, and that's our answer.